Hi class, session 2. Hopefully you're feeling good, you're feeling well after your assessment and your first session. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our warm-up. There's going to be one change of the warm-up exercise, and that is the leg circles. We're going to sit and do our leg circles today. Still want to focus on nice, efficient breathing, so deep inhales and transitioning slowly into big exhales if you can. I'll let you know when we're going to synchronize the breathing with the movement again, like we did last time. And then obviously, you know, those principles of mat Pilates, we talked about control, right? Controlling our breathing, controlling our movement, controlling our pace, right? Today we're going to do a little bit more of that, so focusing on that control. We're only going to go one time through again. Just want to make sure that you guys are prepared for going 2 times through. So some of the same exercises and many different ones. So I'll slow it down and we'll go over one exercise at a time. And again, the Fab 5 exercises, I'm just going to modify a lot of those exercises into a lot of different versions or variations of those exercises. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started with our chest expansion. So remember, when we're expanding our chest, we are exhaling, and then when we're closing and rounding our back and scooping, right? We talked about scooping, we're inhaling. So the scooping, when we're kneeling, you know, it's a simultaneous movement of the pelvis tilting forward and the back pushing back. Shoulders rounding and shrugging forward, so we're creating that C position, that rounded, scooped position of the spine. So we really want to focus on engaging those abdominals as much as possible, just holding that contraction of those muscles while we're breathing. All right, let's go down for cat and cow. So the cat, we are rounding and pulling our hips or pelvis slightly forward, tucking under. And then the cow, the opposite. We're allowing that back to arch and we're pushing the hips back. All right, so we're going to inhale on the cat, exhale on the cow. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Good. All right, let's go into that dynamic exercise. Bring your hands forward with your hips down, and we're just going to transfer that weight back and then forward again. Just consistent, continuous breathing here. Don't need to synchronize it. All right, come to a seated position, and we're going to go into our leg circles from here. So how we do, we will alternate between leg circles as a warm-up on our backs and seated, okay? So just changing it up once in a while. So we're just going to lean back on our hands, and I'm going to lift one leg, keeping the leg bent and the hip open just like we do on our backs. We're just going to circle. Nice and small and slow. And then we're going to reverse the circle, so go the opposite direction. Good. And go ahead and lift the other leg and circle. Keep that leg bent, hip open. And reverse. Good. Okay. Go ahead ahead and knee hug. So we're going to go ahead and start our session. So we're going to go down to our back. So remember what I told you about going down to our back. We want to make sure that we're practicing that scooping, right? Any chance we can get, we're rounding. So we want to make sure that our lower back makes contact with the mat first, and then our middle back, and then our upper back. Okay? All right, go ahead and come on down. So today we're going to modify that single leg, and we're going to call it a single leg crunch, okay? Hands are going to be behind our neck, and we're going to be lifting our head and shoulders up off the mat like we would do a crunch, right? Now when we do that, as soon as we lift our shoulders up off the mat, we're tightening those abdominal muscles, we're pressing that back down into the mat, okay? That happens each time we lift those shoulders up. So that's simultaneous, okay? That's immediate action at that point. I'm going to bring one knee in at a time and then extend. I'm going to use my left leg first, and I'm just going to extend that leg and then pull it in each time I lift my head. All right, so go ahead and bring your hands behind your neck. We're slowing it down. So we're going to lift, pull the knee, extend the leg, and lower. In, exhale, out, inhale. In, exhale, out, inhale. One more. Good. Switch legs. Right leg work. Here we go. Pull in and lift. So it's like a little pause at the top, right? We're lifting and holding, pausing. Again, slowing everything down, focusing on what muscle groups are working here. One more. Good. And rest. Good. So you might already feel it, right? Might be a little bit sore here, might be a little bit sore in the neck. That's totally normal, especially if you haven't done anything in quite a while, right? Okay, so double leg, we're going to modify this as well. So go ahead and bring both knees in. I'm going to go ahead and bring my hands back behind my neck again. Okay, now I'm going to lift and I'm going to hold. So I'm holding my shoulder blades up off the mat, and I'm tightening my abdominal muscles. I'm pressing my back down into the mat. Now from here, I'm just going to extend out and up. See that? Up and out, rather than out and low. I want to extend out and up. Okay? When I do that, I'm going to exhale. So we're going to slow it down. Here we go. Ready? In. Inhale. Remember, check yourself. Make sure your abdominals are nice and tight and snug. Back is connecting to the mat. You're breathing. Go ahead and rest. All right, arms at your sides. We did this bridge work last time, right? And so our focus on the bridge is engaging our glutes and our hips and our lower abdominals, right? All right, so we're going to lift. Remember, we tighten the glutes, which engage the quads and the hamstrings. And I'm going to pull my abdominals in and hold. That helps stabilize my lower back. And I'm just holding here. And then I'm going to lower my hips. Okay? All right, so we're going to do that on an exhale lift. Here Here we go. Ready? Lift, exhale, engage. And down. Inhale at the bottom. Again, up. And down. And up. And down and rest. Good. All right, so next is our crisscross, right? So we have a modified crisscross crunch. So we're kind of going with that theme today with our hands behind our neck. So we're just going to use one leg at a time. So just like with the single leg, except now we're lifting and coming across, okay? All right, so we'll start with the left leg first. So go ahead and bring your hands behind your neck. And we're going to lift, come up, pull it across, and then back to center when we extend the leg. You can keep your head elevated and just lift your shoulders up and over. We're going to exhale as we lift and reach across with that elbow. Again, slowing it down. Good. All right, let's switch legs. Here we go. Right leg work. Pulling it in and across and out. Control your breathing, control the movement, nice and slow, control your pace. One more. Good, and rest. All right, our double straight, excuse me, our double straight is going to be also, it's going to be modified. So last time we modified it one direction, we're going to go the other direction this time. So what's going to happen is instead of bending our knees at the start, we're going to lower our legs and then bend our knees, okay? So go ahead and bring both legs up, head and shoulders up, hands behind the neck. And we're going to lower the legs, pull the knees in, and lift the legs, okay? All right. When we drop the legs, we're going to exhale. And I want you to make sure that you're engaging your abdominals, pressing that back down into the mat, and breathing. Here we go. Down, in, and up. Inhale at the top. One more. Good. Bring your head down and bring your knees in for a knee hug. We're just going to release that back a little bit. And bring your feet down. And we're going to go into that modified roll up. So that roll up hold, okay? Arms are at your sides. So remember this, we lift our head, our chin comes down to our chest. We lift our shoulders, we start to scoop. When we scoop, we start to tighten the glutes, okay? And then this time we're really gonna press that tailbone down into the mat and then reach forward with the arms, okay? So we're exhaling as we do this. Here we go, lifting up. And down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale as you lift. And down. And up. And down. We'll go one more. Up. And down. Good. All right, roll to your side, push yourselves up, come up, up to a seated position, and we're going to roll back. All right, so we're rolling back. Here we go. Flat back at the top. Remember, we collapse our spine. We allow it to go limp here at the bottom, right? And then we're going to lean back with our arms outstretched. Staying scooped. Exhale back. Come forward. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. One more. Exhale back. Good. All right, go ahead and extend your legs out so that they are connected. So we're going to work on some twisting of our spine or our trunk. So we're working on increasing flexibility in our spine and our lumbar areas here. So we want to just make sure that we're sitting up nice and tall. This is called spine twist. And as we twist, just our focus is tall trunk. Okay? We're going to extend our arms out at our sides, and we're just going to slowly twist in one direction, maintaining tall trunk, back to center, slowly the opposite direction. Come back around, slowly push maybe a little bit farther back with this arm, increasing the flexibility or the range. Other side. So our abdominals should be pulled in right now, right? And we're breathing continuously. Tall posture. One more on each side. And back to center. Good. Okay. So last time we went back on our elbows, we're going to do the same thing. So go ahead and bend your knees. We're going to come back onto our elbows. Okay. Remember, anytime we're back on our elbows, we want to lift that rib cage up so we have as much of a flat back as possible. And we're going to do some single leg pulls. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and extend my legs slightly. And from here, I'm going to pull my knee in and out and switch to the other side, in and out. So we're breathing continuously, lifting that rib cage. Everything is controlled, slowing down the pace. This is where we get some hip work. Two more. Last one. Good. All right, we're going to come forward. And we're going to go into that spine stretch, okay? So go ahead and split your legs, sitting up tall. Remember, we're stretching forward, so we're pitching forward. Arms outstretched, exhaling over the top. Inhaling, scooping, pulling the arms in, up tall, flat back. Again, exhale. So you'll start to feel your hamstrings, your glutes, your lower back start to limber up, right? Each time you pitch forward, see if you can go a little bit deeper into that stretch. Go one more. All right, bring your legs together. So we did a seated balance position last time. We're going to do that again, but we're actually going to balance with both feet off the floor, okay? So our legs are bent, and still we're working on more hip movement here. But we're going to go ahead and balance on our tailbone here with our legs bent. Okay, so from here I want us to make sure that our back is flat. So I'm sitting up tall with my legs bent. I'm going to extend my legs out, and I'm going to keep my hands on top of my knees here. Okay, so from here I'm going to leg drop. So I'm going to lower this leg and reach up and bring it back up. And lower the other leg and reach up. So it's a very slow, controlled, balanced position with a really small movement. But to hold ourselves here in this position requires us to rely on our postural muscles and our lumbar support there. So breathing, staying centered and controlled. Let's go one more. So you'll probably feel this in that lower back, right? And the hips, which is where you're supposed to. Good. Okay. Extend your legs out in front. So remember that mermaid exercise we did with our legs off to our side? We're going to actually do the mermaid with our legs in front. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and keep our legs straight and connected. Bring our hands out to our sides. So we're doing the same exercise. We're going to sit up tall. So abdominals are nice and pulled in. Our back is nice and flat, tall trunk. And we're just going to reach over, side bend, right? Keeping your rear on the floor. Maintaining a tall trunk, breathing continuously. Good. All right, come back to center. Arms up. Let's go front stretch. So pitch forward. And come in. So our legs are together for front stretch, right? Just like spine stretch, but now our legs are together. So we're just really focusing on increasing flexibility, range of motion, limbering up, stretching out those tight muscles if we have them, and letting our back go. Okay, we are going to turn over. So let's go over to our tummies. This is where we focus on our back and our legs. So we're going to do that trunk lift again. So our arms are reaching out slightly, leading our head here. Our legs are going to stay down. And I'm simply going to pull my trunk up, lift it up up onto my arms. And remember, when I do this, I'm pressing my pelvis down into the mat and tightening my glutes and exhaling. Okay? Here we go. Ready? Up and down. Up. You don't have to come up too high to start, and down, up, and down. We'll go one more, up, and down. Good. Go ahead and fold your arms in front. So last time we did single leg lifts, remember that? We're going to do double leg lifts. So both legs will come up off the mat. We're keeping our trunk down, pressing our hips down. Pelvis is connected, right? And we're just lifting straight legs, holding at the top. Glutes are engaged. We're exhaling. and then lowering, let it go, inhale. Up, exhale. Down, inhale. Up, exhale. Down, inhale. Up, exhale. And down, inhale. Good. All right, so we're going to transition into a slow push-up into a low back stretch. So it's 2 exercises in one. So it's action oriented. So bring your hands out at your sides, keeping your knees down. Now we want to engage our trunk here. So when we push up, it's a slow push up. I want to control my trunk. So I'm going to tighten my abdominals, tighten my glutes. Exhale, push up so I'm nice and strong. And then I'm going to come back into low back stretch. Okay? Come back to start here. Nice and strong. Slow. Come all the way down. Push up. Nice and slow and back. And slow and down. Hips come down. And up. And back. And forward. And down. Let's go one more. Up. And back. And forward. Good. So we're in this table position. From here, we're going to go into low plank. And we're going to do some leg lifts. We've done this before. We did this last time. Elbows, forearms, knees up off the mat. From here, our abdominals are engaged. Our back is nice and flat. Our glutes are engaged. And we're going to lift one leg up and bring it down. So we did knee drops last time. Now we're doing leg lifts. Up and down and up and down, up and down and up and down. 2 more. And up and down. Last one. And up and down. Bring your knees down. Come into low back stretch again, but bring your arms back at your sides. So you're just taking the weight off your arms. Good. All right, we're going to come up to a kneeling tall position. So we did, remember we practiced those hip thrusts? Remember the hips came back and then the hips came forward. So we're going to practice that again. And now we're going to lean back after that, okay? So watch me. Hip thrusts, arms forward. Hips come back, arms come back. Now I'm going to lean back, keeping my back flat. Just a slight lean back, okay? And I want you to feel your abdominals, how they feel when you lean back. They should be nice and strong, okay? Glutes should always be engaged in this exercise. Here we go, hip thrust together. Pitch forward, pitch back, lean back. Feel that? And forward. Hip thrust. Continued breathing. Good. Let's go one more. Hip thrusts. Lean back. Nice. All right. Let's come on down to our side. So we did these side leg lifts last time, remember that? Come all the way down. Hand propped behind your head. We're going to do an actual leg pull. So I'm on my side, my hand is out in front for balance, making sure I'm in one line here. So remember this? We did the leg lift. We're going to do a knee pull, leg pull. So it looks like this. We're going to pull it in and out. And in and out. And in and out, nice and strong. We're still pulling our abdominals in. We're pressing this hip down into the mat. Strength in our leg muscles, in our hip. Breathing. Let's go one more. Good. Let's bend our knees, come up onto your elbow. We have one more exercise before we switch over to the other side. This is called a side reach over. So, keeping my legs bent, keeping my elbow down, I'm going to bring this arm to my side. What's going to happen is I'm going to lift my hips up off the mat like I would do a bridge. I'm going to push my hips forward so I'm nice and flat. So it looks like this. And I'm going to reach my arm over at that time. Okay? So watch me. It looks like this. Up, push forward, reach over, down, come down. Okay? All right. So abdominals are engaged always. Glutes are engaged. And we're breathing. Here we go. Ready? Up, push forward, sweep over, and down. Up, over, and down. Let's go one more. Good. All right, we're going to switch to the other side. And we're going to go leg pulls first. Come on down. Hand propped, hand out in front. And we're going to pull it in and out. And in. And out. Check yourself. Abdominals, hip, down, and breathing. Tight muscles in the leg. One more. Good. Bend your knees, come up onto your elbow, arm over at your side, and we're going to reach over, up, and over, and down. Push the hips forward, and down. One more. Good. All right, come up to a seated position. So we're going to finish with a couple of cool down exercises, which includes some strength, okay? But the first one that we will cool down with is called a seated accordion. And so an accordion, there's movement and there's also a pattern that happens. And what's going to happen here is our spine is going to scoop and flatten. And so that's the pattern, that's the movement. So your hands are on your knees and we're just trying to work out any tightness, okay, but also practice some scooping. So our back is flat at top, and then I collapse my spine, I slightly lean back, then I pull my rib cage forward. And then I let it go, and I come forward. And I let it go, and come forward, okay? So this is our seated accordion. We will always finish with this exercise. Good. All right. We're going to go ahead and straighten our legs slightly, keeping the knees still bent here. And we're going to practice some figure eights with our arms. So I know that we've done some arm work already today. If you're feeling it in your shoulders, you're really going to feel it now. So we're going to practice figure eights. So this is where we can really focus on some arm work and shoulder and upper back work. So our figure eights, we're going to do this out in front. So our arms are extended, palms are facing down. I'm going to dip my hands towards each other and then lift them up and palms up and out. So we're making figure eights. See that? I'm sitting up tall. Back is flat. Arms and shoulders are doing the work. In and out. Hands go down, hands go up. Breathing. Good. All right, let's relax with the knee hug. So relax the back, let it go. Bring the arms forward, head down. Good. All right, you guys, we are done with session 2. We have one more session this week, and then we'll have that weekly connection, and we'll be done for the week. So I will see you next time.